Ooh, what's good with y'all? What's good with y'all? What's good with y'all? Feeling a bit under the weather, but we are, like I said, we're gonna be re-talking about. We're gonna be talking about tonight's Dynamite. Absolutely fantastic one. Hope to have a bunch of people in here tonight. Oh man, I am not doing the greatest today, man. My head is killing me. My head is killing me. My nose is all stuffed up and running. I might mute the mic a few times, just because I don't want y'all to be hearing me sniffling and all that stuff. I got a cough. I probably just like turn away and cough or something like that. But yeah, no, I don't want y'all to hear all the sniffling and all that stuff, because I know ain't nobody trying to hear all that now. But how did y'all enjoy Dynamite tonight? You know, I thought it was a pretty dang good show. It started off really, really good. Although I will say, and I feel like everybody just kind of does it. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of these super drawn out, like, just non-match fights where it'd be like they'll go all the way to the backstage and they'll come all the way back to the front. It take like 4-5 hours to do all that. Although it was Kenny, so you know, I ain't too mad about that now. You know, I get to see Will and I get to see Kenny and I get to see Tegesta too. And you know, Kyle Fletcher kind of getting up there for me, so you know, it's cool to see Kyle Fletcher. But being able to see Will and being able to see Kenny and all them, you know, that was pretty cool. Although 2 dudes beating up 4 dudes kind of crazy, makes the Don Callis family look really weak in my opinion. But you know what? That's for them. I can't really do much about that, you know. Yeah, no, they was making Brian Cage and Lance Archer look pretty weak, but I'm loving the fact that we're going to be able to see Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega teaming together. If you told me this years ago that we'd be able to see Will and Kenny teaming together, I would not believe you. I would not believe you. I would think you was on some BS, because there's no way that I would ever see these two working together. So being able to see these two work together is just absolutely fantastic. I know it's going to be one heck of a match. I do hope that with this match, we at least make... There's got to be points throughout the match where Will and Kenny just look very off, that they kind of go at each other a few times or get each other's faces. I'm assuming one or the other is going to accidentally hit each other. Probably going to be Will accidentally hitting Kenny, which is going to get Kenny all upset. We need some of them moments in this match. We can't just have a bunch of this, you know, friends and all that stuff and the best friends forever and all that, but I'm ecstatic. You're telling me in this year we getting Will and Kenny? Oh, I know it's gonna cook. And that boy Kenny, even though he got, you know, he went through the tuberculitis, whatever it's called. I don't know how to pronounce that thing. Even though he went through all that, still looks as athletic as ever. My bad. Try to adjust my thing. Arm, not my arm, but my mic's arm. Kind of hard to talk right now too. I don't got COVID, by the way. That's one thing I do know. It's not COVID. I'm just sick. Breathing is a little bit of a pain in the butt right now. I will tell you that, because my nose is stuffed up like crazy, so I can only really breathe through my mouth. But just being able to see it, it's gonna be fantastic. Kenny still looks a lot like the old Kenny. I know he's not full Kenny, like this ain't 100% Kenny, but even at 80% Kenny is just absolutely amazing. One of the best wrestlers on the dang planet, even at 80%. I don't know how I fully feel about who am I thinking of? English is hard. I don't know how I fully feel about Hurt Business winning. I don't know how I fully feel about Hurt Business beating Private Party. To me, it was fine. It was fine because you weren't really going anywhere with Private Party. But is this gonna fix tag wrestling? Because if not, then we just didn't need it. But like, if it's gonna fix tag wrestling, then I guess, hey, sorry Zay, sorry Quinn, you had to lose the belts, but I'm here for it if it's gonna fix tag wrestling, man, because tag wrestling at one point in time used to be so dang fun to watch, and nowadays it's just like, it's just not it anymore, you know? It's not really like the funnest thing in the world. I don't know what's happened to tag wrestling. I guess you could say a lot of it has to just do with the fact that when it's been at its peaks, you always had like great mic workers, or you've had guys with a lot of charisma that were also pretty dang good on the mic. Like, we don't have that anymore, you know. We don't really have a lot of that. And mainly, a part of it's because we don't really get to show them off. And then the other thing that really messes up tag wrestling is we just don't book it like it's one of the top belts. Like, there's no, like, the tag division is literally just the tag team belts. You would think these belts would be like, you think like this division would get to main event like a pay-per-view or a PLE or whatever you want to call them. They don't get to. Like, we did see, you know, the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania main eventing, so that was pretty cool to see. I want to see more of these main events from the tag division. Like, allow them to actually main event so tag wrestling can feel important, but they don't do that. They don't do that. And I hope in the future we get to see potentially Hurt Syndicate main eventing one of the upcoming pay-per-views against, I don't know who, maybe against Private Party. Maybe we get to see them. Maybe like this isn't the end of Private Party and they still get to be within, you know, like the top part of the tag division. They get to compete for that title and stuff like that. I hope we do get that. I hope at some point we get to see Hurt Syndicate going against, if it's not Private Party, maybe the Young Bucks, whoever, just going against somebody in the main event. Because like I said, there's no like the tag division just has that one belt. It's really the tag team belt should be the equivalent to your top belts, in my opinion, at least. In my opinion, I think we don't treat it like that though. We treat it like it's one of the bottom belts of the entire like company. Like, we act like it's just lower than the TNT title or the Continental title or the International title, or for WWE, the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, when in reality, it's supposed to be 1A, 1B, 1C. You know, for WWE, they have like their three titles. So it'd be like World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship, Tag Team Championship. And then on the women's side of things, obviously, it'd be the exact same thing. And then AEW, the exact same thing. AEW World Championship, Tag Team Championship. But instead, we treat it like it's just the bottom of the roster. You know, we throw people together that don't really have much reasoning to be together. Like, I'm even seeing now in NXT, I got Sol Ruka and Zarya teaming together. And it's just like, I mean, sometimes a thrown together tag team can work, but you want to have some chemistry there with them too. There's no chemistry with Sol Ruka and Zarya, so I really hope AEW or whoever just builds up tag wrestling and makes it important again and makes it feel like how it used to feel back in the day, because it just doesn't feel like that right now. Sorry, I had to clear my throat and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it just doesn't feel like that right now. What else happened tonight? Oh, the Jeff Jarrett stuff. That was good, Frost. The Jeff Jarrett stuff was absolutely whatever. I guess we're gonna be putting Jeff Jarrett into the title picture. I don't really care to see him in the title picture, to be honest. Maybe I just didn't, you know, see enough of Jeff Jarrett, so I don't have the same appreciation that others have for him. I just don't care. Well, you know what it is? No. Let me take that back. It's not about not seeing enough of him. It's that AEW has that issue, and it's something you got to call out as a fan. You have to be, you know, fair. If you're going to critique other companies, you also got to critique AEW. You can't just, you know, be sitting on your hands and all that stuff. AEW has a bit of an issue of pushing older guys. We have Edge going to the main event scene. He's like 50-something years old. Jeff Jarrett going to the main event scene. He's like 60-something years old. You have the Hurt Syndicate being up there. They're both about to be 50 years old. MVP's also kind of in that as well. He's 50+ years old. It's a bit too many old guys in the scene now. I don't need to see all these guys. And I know they're about to, and Chris Jericho too. I've had to deal with the entire year of Chris Jericho. So it's like, I need to see more of the young dudes from AEW. I need to see more of them. I need to see more MJF in the main event picture. I need to see more of, you know, Jay White in the main event picture. I need to see more of Hangman Adam Page in the picture. I don't need to see these other dudes. I know it's Jeff Jarrett's last year, so you want to get him in. You want to get him in something. If we're gonna go Jarrett versus Moxley, just don't be at a pay-per-view. Do not be at a pay-per-view. Do not waste a pay-per-view spot on Jarrett versus Moxley. Have that be on a random Dynamite, on a random Collision. I seen during Swerve's run, he had a random Collision match against dang, I can't remember who it was, but he had like a random Collision match against somebody. I think it might have been Kyle Fletcher for the championship, but it was somebody. It was on Collision. Do that. You know, it's Jeff Jarrett's last year. I get it, but let him go out like that. He doesn't need to be at a dang pay-per-view, man. I don't need to see that. Yeah, no, I just don't need to see that at all. I'm fine. Just let Jeff Jarrett get a final match at some point, but find out just how to have that championship match not be right now when all the old dudes are getting pushed. Like, I don't mind. I said Edge. I don't mind Adam Copeland getting pushed if it was to help out the others, like Darby and Will and all them, go against Jon Moxley. You know, you want to have like that. Kind of similar like how Impact had it when Hulk Hogan was calling out the whole entire Impact roster and saying, we need you guys to come together and work together so we could take out Aces and Eights. I would like that. If Copeland was doing that, fine. You don't need to be in the match, though, Cope. You don't need to do it. Hey, baby, like, we don't need Cope in the match. If we get Darby and we get Jay White and we get Will and we get somebody else, maybe it's Swerve. I don't know. I really hope it actually is Swerve because I want to see my dog back in the top spot. But I also like seeing him with Ricochet, which, by the way, speaking of Ricochet, I'm sorry. When did you get good at speaking? And why bro, I feel like either A, Ricochet has seen all of the stuff online. He's like, you know what? I'm going to just play into it. I'm going to just act like I can't speak on the mic. Or B, this guy is just like a once in a blue moon kind of mic speaker where remember that one promo he had against Will after a match where he sounded extremely amazing on the mic? And then like the next 4 or 5 promos, it's just repeating himself and it's just super trash promos. And then we get the bad promo against Swerve. Well, that wasn't like a bad promo, but it was like a whatever promo against Swerve. And then today, we get a really amazing promo, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? But if we're gonna keep getting this version of Ricochet, I want to hear him speak. I want to hear Ricochet speak. Please speak, Ricochet, if you're gonna be doing this. If you can't keep doing this though, then please just be quiet, silence, shh. But nah, Ricochet, man, we got to give Ricochet some of his flowers at least, because whether he's doing it on purpose or it's just every once in a while, or maybe he has been working on his mic work, he's getting it. He's getting it. Today was an amazing freaking promo from Ricochet, and he really made me feel like he's a bad guy. Like he came off like a super heel, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That whole Joker thing y'all was talking about, maybe he could do it. And the laugh, I can't stand the dang laugh. The ha ha. But, oh, man, it's actually getting over with me, and I hate it so much because if I start doing it, which I might start doing it. Oh my gosh. Ricochet's making me like him in 2025. And it's crazy because I done went for so long not liking Ricochet. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Earlier, I was just like, you know, I'm a big wrestling fan. I would love to be a wrestler one day. That that'd be like a really cool thing. I was just like acting out a promo against the Hurt Syndicate, and I just kept telling, like, there was like multiple times where I just told Ricochet to shut the hell up, or I grabbed the mic from Ricochet and I gave it to a fan, and the fan started stuttering, and I was like, hey, you know what? You already better than Ricochet. Like, so it's like, man, this guy Ricochet is actually making me like him on the mic. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. And see, I'm glad too, because as a fellow black person, I hated having to hate on my fellow black person. So like now it's cool, man. You doing good. Now I just gotta hate on everything you did in WWE, but I ain't even gonna hate on everything you did if you do amazing. If this storyline with Swerve, like, you know, goes to a place where I think it can go to, and they have a fantastic match and fantastic matches and all that stuff, because I think they should have multiple matches as long as, you know, the crowd's still into it and everybody's still rocking with it. I think that they should have multiple matches. It's just going to be phenomenal. But I do believe Swerve has to get put over in the end, because we need to see Swerve back in the title picture. And I need to see MJF back in the title picture too, because this just looks sad right now when we're doing MJF. And I understand that MJF has had like an illustrious career. Give me a second real quick. Oh man, these dang allergies are killing me. But I understand like MJF's already had like an illustrious career, and he's only 28 years old. He's already a 3-time champion, has the longest record or longest title reign in AEW's history. Beat Kenny Omega to get that title, to get that record. But he's one of the best in AEW, and he's one of the best, and he's literally of the best guys. He's the youngest one. Like there's Will, 30-31. There's Swerve, 33-34. There's Samoa Joe. I think he's dang near I think he's in his 40s. There's Moxley, about to be in his 40s. And then there's MJF, who's 28. Kyle Fletcher is gonna be there soon too, but right now I don't think Kyle Fletcher's like up there with like the top guys. Takeshita's someone there too. I don't know exactly how old Takeshita is. I think he might be like late 20s, I would assume. Probably around the same age as MJF, if not like a year older, like a year younger. So it's him. But, like, with MJF, though, like, at least compared to Takeshita, he's accomplished already a lot. So we know what he can do at the main spot, and he can do it by himself. He doesn't need a manager, doesn't need a family, doesn't need any of that. Just MJF alone is absolutely fantastic. And I think AEW is really going to be stupid if they continue to not push him to that top spot. If they keep him out of the title picture, if they continue to do this, he's gonna walk. He's gonna walk, and you're gonna lose one of your best guys on the roster. And I really hope that they don't do that, because I don't think MJF's gonna be good in WWE. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If he goes there, I feel like he's gonna be extremely watered down. Maybe the WWE crowd will like him still, though. I think like the people outside the WWE crowd that have seen peak MJF, they're not going to like what they see, because it's going to be super watered down. I hope he stays with AEW and he's able to be the way he is. I just also need to see this guy either A, be at the top, or B, be in big storylines. If he wasn't in this Jeff Jarrett storyline and he was in like another storyline where maybe like he's just trying to manipulate people to get to the top and all that stuff, get a little faction around him and all that, I would love that. Or having a big storyline just with somebody. I don't care who it is. It could have been with Will. It could have been with Kenny. I don't care who it's with. Just somebody that's not in their dang 50s and 60s. That's not what MJF needs to be doing, okay? Unless we're going to turn him into the Legend Killer. If we're going to do all that, then okay, but isn't that what we're doing with Kyle Fletcher? Are we making Kyle Fletcher the Legend Killer by literally making him look like Orton and copy-paste Orton? So... yeah, I hope if we go the Legend Killer route, though, I'm all here for it, man. If he's going to be taking out the guys that need to be out of here now, like Jeff Jarrett and Chris Jericho, so here for it, please. Actually, you know what, MJF? If that's the way we're going to go with you, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it, because we need to get that man. We need to get a few of these men out of here now, man. We got to let them go. We got to let them go. What else happened tonight? We got to see Toni Storm tonight. That's always fun to see. Toni's absolutely amazing. I do wonder where we're going to go with the Toni Storm, direct, like, with the character and all that. Like, is she going to eventually get her memory back after the first match? Is it going to happen during this first part, or I guess the second part of this feud, I guess, because the first part was... well, no, it would be the first part, because Timeless is dead. Is it going to happen on Saturday? Is it going to happen after Grand Slam? When is it going to happen that she's going to get her memory back? Because I think you should hold off on it. I don't think we should have her get her memory back yet. Obviously, she should lose to Mariah May at Grand Slam, because if we're keeping it up with this whole character right now, and she's a rookie and all that stuff still, there's no way you can have Toni Storm beat Mariah May if you want to play into that character. If you don't want to, I guess you could have Toni Storm win and get her memory back and all that. But I think have her lose and then maybe put her in like either A, you keep going with the Mariah May feud. You could actually have Mariah May snap against Toni Storm, and like after the match, Tony's trying to like congratulate her and all that, and Mariah just snaps on her and is like, you know who you are, stop playing around and all that, stop acting like that you're a rookie and all that, you're the person I said I was gonna kill, so why are you still here, yada yada yada, all that. Which I think that they should go that route. I think they should 100% go that route. Please go that route. Have Mariah May snap once again and have her bring Toni Storm back to her senses, and then have another match at, I think Revolution would be the next one, or Dynasty, but I think, isn't Dynasty like kind of like their Forbidden Door? Probably at Revolution, you would have it happen at, have that big match at Revolution, have Toni win there, and then you do got to do a third match. Well, no, because then you would have Mariah maybe 2-1 against Toni, because she would have won at All In, she won at, or she would win at Grand Slam, and then Toni wins at Revolution. Well, yeah, I guess it's the third match. If you want to do another match between Toni and Mariah, you could. I think at that point, though, that's when Toni needs to Hey, who does Tony feud with? I think Tony needs to probably feud with like a Chris Statlander or like a Julia Hart, something like that. So that does mean I think you should probably put Julia Hart over Jamie Hayter with this third match. I also don't like the route they're going with that whole Jamie Hayter feud now with Julia Hart. I don't like it too much. I'm not totally against it, but like the respect factor of someone that tried killing you on multiple different occasions, I don't really care for that. I wish they would have just went with a route where it's like, you know, maybe Jamie Hayter just, I don't know. I think what they're trying to really do is they're trying to build up, like, put some, like, or instill some belief into each of the members of House of Black, because you do have, Malachi Black obviously leaving, or whatever the heck's going on with his whole thing. Maybe he's not leaving. Maybe we're all assuming this guy's leaving and he's actually not leaving. I don't know. But I think you shouldn't go this direction with it. I think Jamie Hayter either should have attacked Julia Hart or just left the ring at 1-1 and then had Julia come after her. But now it kind of looks like, you know, it's more of like a who's stronger competition and not really a, you know, blood feud between these two. That's what I would have wanted more. But you could always still have Julia just play into that like whole thing, like kind of have her snap too and be like, who do you think you are? You know, trying to like respect me and all that. I don't care for you, yada yada. I just want you out of here. I can't wait for that third match. And I hope it does happen at Grand Slam. I hope the third match is at Grand Slam. We need a match. We need that match there. I feel like this card needs to have like at least a few more women's matches. So I need to see Julia Hart, Jamie Hayter there. I want to see even Harley Cameron. Is her last name Cameron? I think it's Cameron. I always call her Harley. I need to see Harley Cameron if it is the last name Cameron. I need to see her versus Mercedes Moné, because that little segment right there, man, I did not understand what y'all was seeing in Harley. I see what y'all are seeing now. She's freaking interesting. She may not be the greatest in the ring, but man, she can do things. She's an amazing mic worker, character worker, all that stuff. Kind of reminds me a bit of Chelsea Green in a sense. So if you're going to give her a shot against Mercedes Moné, I say let's do it. Yeah, no, I say let's do this. Who knows? Maybe the match cooks. I don't know if, like, I don't know, though, because Mercedes Moné, one thing about Mercedes, as much as I do think that she's one of the best women's wrestlers of all time, I think when she goes against people who aren't so talented in the ring, the matches don't cook as much. So that could be a worry, is that maybe the match just may not cook because of the fact that, you know, Harley's not that talented in the ring. She's really not, but I'm happy that she's gonna get, like, she's likely gonna get a shot regardless. I hope it's at Grand Slam, but maybe it won't be at Grand Slam. Maybe it'll be like it won't be at Homecoming, because if it was at Homecoming, they would have set that up by now. So maybe it will be like at Grand Slam, or maybe in Atlanta. Maybe they'll do it there because they're gonna be having Swerve there as well. I was expecting the Swerve Ricochet match though to be at Grand Slam. I'm really, really surprised they're not doing it there, and also kind of upset as well. I hope, though, that this Atlanta match doesn't actually happen and one of the two just attacks the other one and it just leads to a big old brawl that ends up leading to the Grand Slam match. Kind of like how Drew KO and Randy didn't actually have a match, and then I think it was at Survivor Series. They didn't actually. No, it was at Crown Jewel. They didn't have a match, and then they ended up having a match later on. I think at Survivor Series or something like that. I forgot when the heck that match took place. But I hope they end up doing that, because that match needs to be at Grand Slam. We need to see Swerve back on the pay-per-views. We need to see Swerve be back in the spotlight. You know, because I feel like some folk have kind of forgotten a bit about Swerve, and we don't need that to happen. We can't have that happen at all. That's bad for business, in my opinion. Oh yeah, Swerve had a really good match with AR Fox, by the way. Really, really good match. I talked about the whole Ricochet thing. Prince Nana, man, I'm sorry, but it always looks so dang funny when these guys are chasing each other with weapons. Because I just imagine when they get backstage, because there's no cameras on them anymore, they are just cracking up a storm. Because I was actually watching this indie match the other day. I think it was like NWO NOW Wrestling. I don't know the actual, like, what the acronym stands for, but one of the guys, like, just came out and started chasing another dude, and I'm just crying, man. I don't, like, that's my only fear of if I ever got into wrestling, is I don't know if I could take that moment seriously. Please don't have me be in the position where I gotta go chase somebody with a dang weapon and all that. I couldn't do it. I'd be laughing the entire time, because it's so funny, because, you know, they ain't trying to actually kill each other, and you got Ricochet trying to kill Nana in the back with the scissors all to his neck. I'm like, hey, whoa, hold on, Ricochet, hold on, Rick. Are we gonna shorten his name? I heard somebody say we should shorten his name to Rico. Please don't do Rico. I think Shay would be better. Shorten it to Shay, but, like, make it Shay, but, like, CHET so people are gonna be like, you mean Chet? No, it's Shay. You know, you gotta make him really one of those kind of people. Oh my God, he's gonna be one of them Target kind of folk, and they're actually gonna fit the character. Let's do it. Let's do that too. Come on. You know what? I'm gonna start calling this man Shay. I'm just gonna start calling him Shay now, and maybe it goes over. Maybe Shay hits me up and be like, hey, yo, let me cut you a little check. You know, you help my character out a little bit. So yeah. Hey, yo, Shay, hit me up, man. Hit me up. I got you. Don't worry. We can fix your character a whole lot. Because there's still a couple things you need to fix about that character. First of all, I need to see you in a better suit. The suits just don't be hitting for me. I'm not really a fan of the striped suits that he be wearing. It don't look good. It don't look good. Also, we need to get you some hair too. I'm tired of you being bald. I'm just tired of it. And if he goes to the Hurt Syndicate, bro, they all gonna be bald. Every last one of them gonna be bald. But Shay ain't really got much of an excuse of being bald. He only in his 30s. Like, the other folk, they all 50 plus. Like you being bald, that just don't make any sense. Go get into a hair transplant. Go get some. I don't know, try to grow your hair out a little bit, get some extensions. I don't know, something, man. Why you bald for? God damn, bald head. He always been bald too, by the way. Then again, actually, I seen him with hair, and that hairline was really, really far back. Also, he had oddly straight hair, like Cat Williams, but like super, super straight. It just did not. Oh man, poor Shay. Yeah, no, we gotta get you like a little wig, a little toupee, something like that, man. We gotta put some hair on that man's head. I'm tired of him being bald. Didn't Swerve say, why you still bald? See, look, man, you gotta get some hair. You can't be letting Swerve talk to you like that. I see why he came out with scissors though, man, because somebody commented on me being bald. No. I'm coming out with the scissors. Where the hell did he get the gold scissors from though? And what's the whole symbolism behind the gold scissors? I don't really understand that. Like, is it the gold standard? Is it alluding to him joining Hurt Syndicate? I would assume so, but I don't know. Maybe they just want to give him gold scissors because they just want to give him gold scissors so he stands out more. I guess he came out with if he came out with like regular scissors, that looks stupid. Like, bro, would you go get the scissors from like the backstage? No, like the gold scissors though, that look like you got it from like some like real high up place. Okay, you know what? That actually makes sense. Never mind. It makes sense, especially if you're gonna join the Hurt Syndicate and all that. Didn't they have like gold at one point in time? Or was it like, was there a promo that I'm thinking of with the Hurt Syndicate? Or maybe like the Hurt Business at one point, like being around gold or something like that, or like having like a gold. Was it MVP that might have had like a gold cane? Maybe that's like the alluding right there. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. What else happened in this show? Actually, I think after that last Julia Hayter match, wasn't it the Julia Hayter? Well, I actually said it perfectly right. After the Julia Jamie match was what I meant to say. I think it was Cope and Pac. Hey, man, shout out to Pac, man. He is still... At some point in time, I need to see a Pac singles run. I need to see it because he's just too dang good. He's too dang good, man, to just not be getting used more. And, like, look, I got nothing against Claudio. I think Claudio's cool and all, but I need to see more of Pac. I need to see way more of him. I also need to see this man with some damn clothes every once in a while because I swear this man does not own a pair of clothes. I think we went through his closet. He would not have anything else other than his wrestling trunks, but I need to see more of him. I see a bit too much of Wheeler Yuta, and I see a bit too much of Claudio, and I don't see enough of Pac. He's a phenomenal wrestler, although the match against Cope, I'm going to be real... This is why I said old guys, man. The old guys, dude. Cope cannot go anymore. He can't. He cannot compete at a high level. The match it looked very slow. It looked like, shout out to Pac because I think he was really, really trying to put on a great match with Cope. Cope can barely lift the man up. He tried slamming him on the steps, and it just did not look good at all. He tried slamming him on the barricade, didn't look good either. Tried doing it on the announce table. Like, none of them look good. The in-ring stuff, it still looks as great as it did before. Well, as great as it did, but like in like his last WWE run. Like his spear looks really good. His submissions look pretty good as well. It's just when he tries to do like the real power stuff, and I feel like that's where it's going to be weird, is if we have Copeland, or whatever you want to call him, go against Moxley, I don't think it's going to be that good looking of a match, and we can't do that. Because the last match the match before Hobbs, the Fatal 4-Way at World's End, was not a good Fatal 4-Way. If we're going to be real, it was very just decent. It wasn't that great of a Fatal 4-Way. We need to have another great match. Like the Hobbs match, fantastic. We need to have another great one, though, because if we have another match where it's just kind of like there, we're really going to start looking at this run and being like, you had 2 mid matches against some of the biggest stars, but you had some amazing matches against some of the up-and-coming guys, or I guess, you know, the mid-card guys, I guess you can call them, because Cassidy was also there. But what's going to happen? Like, are we even going to want to continue? Like, I think we're kind of getting to a point with the Death Riders right now where we're really hitting that crossroads, not Cody Rhodes crossroads, not Dustin's either, although Dustin's is absolutely fantastic, especially the one he hit on Cody at Double or Nothing. But we're going to really get to a point where it's like, it's going to start getting louder and louder. The dislike for this whole entire storyline is like, so I think we could not do Copeland. I think we can't. I think we got to go a different route. We got to pivot real quick from this route. And I think it's fine. It's maybe they can go for the trios title. I think they'd be fine like that if you have them go against Wheeler and Pac and Claudio. Because I think if you put Cope with FTR against those three, it's going to be able to hide the fact that Cope is just not who he once was. He doesn't have the power that he once had, and he just doesn't have the stamina that he once had either. It's going to be able to hide it because he wants to be in the match that long. But he should not be going against Moxley, because it's just going to show. The stamina, like the stamina or the lack thereof, it's going to be on full display. I think they should be trying to help out Darby and help him get the title. That's the way I would go with it, at least, because look, Edge is my favorite wrestler of all time, man. Whenever I talk about my favorite wrestler, I do call him by his old name that really put him on the map, and that's also my favorite version of Edge. But I can't see it, man. I really can't do this. I can't do this, man. It just hurts to see. Like watching this match today as an Edge fan, like, this one just hurt to see. I'm sitting there watching. I'm just like, dude, this isn't good. This isn't good. We cannot have Cope go out like this. And I mean, the attack was cool, but even then, I'm just like, bruh, like I looked at it and I'm like, if he couldn't do it in the ring, what makes me believe that he's able to hold up right now? Like, this whole attack is going on. Is he actually hurt? Like, that's how I felt. Like, I didn't think that anybody botched. I just thought that his body could not hold up. Like, and that's what I've seen throughout the entire match, is that his body is just it's gave out. It's done. He's not Christian anymore. Like he's not Christian anymore. He's not Christian. Christian's gone for so long because he didn't have the big injuries like Cope has had, especially to his knees now too. So it's like, yeah, no, we can't do Cope versus Moxley, man. As much as I would love to see it, because, you know, Cope had the big feud with Roman and with Seth, and being able to see it against Moxley would be cool. I just can't do it. I can't do it, man. We cannot tarnish this man's career like that by putting him in a big match against Moxley, and he's just going to get exposed. Maybe have it happen down the line, though. Maybe, like, you know, you have... But no, because you just brought Cope back, so you couldn't have him go away again. Like, you brought him back for this feud. I don't know. Maybe do, like, a triple threat match, something like that, or a Fatal 4-Way. But how many Fatal 4-Ways can you do with Moxley? I mean, then again, it's Moxley. This guy would fight the entire locker room if given the chance to. The last few things I want to talk about. One, I'm really looking forward to this dang tag team match, man. I am still hyped for this Will Ospreay Kenny Omega match. I'm hyped to see where it's going to go. I'm hyped to see are they going to eventually, like, because they still have, like, the Will Kyle stuff. So is this closing off the Will Kyle feud, or is it setting up the next big part of this feud? Because I think this feud needs a closing. Will and Kyle, it has to close before 2025. What's going to happen with Kenny Omega, though? I do believe Kenny is going to be the person that takes down Takeshita and then eventually takes down Okada so we can unite those titles. I think that's the only way we can get those titles united, unless you want to do Takeshita versus Okada. But we haven't set that matchup at all. I thought we were going to set it up last year when Takeshita was going after Okada, and then we had Takeshita go after Will because he wanted that title. I thought we were going to have Takeshita be the one to unite them, and I really, really hope that, you know, he was going to be the one. Sadly, we have not gotten that, and it looks like we're not going to get that. I'm assuming we are going to get Kenny versus Takeshita, dethrone him, and then have Kenny dethrone Okada as well. I hope that we do it right and we don't force it too much. You know, don't make it too obvious. Like, we know it's going to happen because we know Okada versus Kenny is going to happen. Just don't make it look too dang obvious. All right, man, do it justice. Do it justice, because we're getting rid of one of the belts now for just having the one belt in totality, which I do think will help out AEW in a sense, because the international belt kind of doesn't have the same prestige the Continental belt has. Although I will say, if you get rid of the Continental belt, are you going to get rid of the C2? If you get rid of the C2, that's going to suck. I don't think they should, though. I think they should probably keep the name Continental. I guess, what do you do with the international part? I don't really know there. Because you can't call it the Intercontinental belt, because obviously that's in WWE. You going to call it the CI belt? I get it. Continental International is a really trash name, though, man. Nah, man. You can't call it the IC belt because of WWE as well. So I don't know. I guess they'll have to probably figure out what they're going to do with that. But I really do hope that even if they get combined, we don't get rid of the C2, because the C2 is a really fun event, and it makes AEW just that much more, you know, unique, because at the end of the year, we know there's going to be this big tournament for this belt. Who's going to be holding this belt? Is it going to still be Okada? Obviously, we also get to see a lot of big matches that we wouldn't normally get to see. Like, I got to see, Will and Okada. I don't really get to normally see Will and Okada unless you go back a couple years. So being able to see that was a really cool match. Got to also see, you know, Mark Briscoe put on a phenomenal match against Shelton Benjamin. Didn't think I'd be able to, or no, was it Shelton? No, it was Kyle, wasn't it? Am I thinking of Kyle? Yeah, because he beat Kyle Fletcher. Why am I misremembering who? You know, the sadder part of that of this is that Kyle Fletcher and Shelton Benjamin literally don't look alike at all. One's a black dude, one's a white dude. But for some reason, I'm mixing them up. But it was a phenomenal match regardless. But it's the only match that Mark won too. I don't know. I'm mixing it up horribly. I'm sick right now, man. Okay, I can't think the most clearest. I could barely even picture things in my head already as is. Me being sick, I literally can't picture a dang thing in my head. The other thing I do want to talk about, though, is I hope at some point this year, I hope we don't use Mercedes to try to beat Jade's record, because if we do that, it's gonna be way too dang long. And there's too many women that deserve to be in the spot where Mercedes is at. Not saying Mercedes does not deserve that spot. I think Mercedes should actually be in the AEW Women's Championship picture and not just in the TBS title picture. But a part of me believes that they're going to try to use Mercedes to break Jade's record, so they don't really have to talk about Jade because Jade's in WWE. But in my opinion, I don't think you should rely on Mercedes to break that, because we don't even know if Mercedes is going to stick around. Maybe she doesn't stick around. Maybe she goes back to WWE at some point. So I wouldn't put too much stock into Mercedes being my longest reigning TBS champion. Although, to be fair, you probably shouldn't have made Jade be a TBS champion for like 500 days. That sounds really dumb as well. But I really hope at some point this year, Mercedes does lose that belt, because we need to see Willow get that belt back. We need to see Chris get that belt back. We need to see Harley get that belt back. if you're going to keep Britt around, I don't know what's the whole situation with Britt Baker, but if you're going to keep her around, I want to see her get that belt as well. Heck, I want to even see Julia get that belt too, because I think she's someone that's going to get a really big push this year. She's probably not going to be within the AEW Women's Championship picture, but she might be within the TBS picture, and she's the youngest champion, the youngest champion in AEW. So you need to put a belt on her. You need to put this belt back on her at some point and really capitalize on this whole movement right now. Also, I've noticed that her music is very Bray Wyatt-esque, and I really, really love that. But every time I hear it, though, it makes you think of Bray, and I get a little sad because, Bray's just a go, man. I heard somebody, speaking of that real quick, someone tried commenting on my TikTok, which is why I was low-key happy. Like, when I read that comment, I was low-key happy TikTok got banned, and now I kind of wanted to get banned again because somebody said folks didn't even love Bray. Folks only loved Bray after he passed. Bro, I don't think y'all understand that we actually did love Bray Wyatt. It's just that Vince McMahon ruined the hell out of Bray Wyatt. I love The Fiend. I thought The Fiend was really dang cool. I thought Uncle Howdy was really cool too with The Fiend. It's just, bro ruined it. Vince ruined it. He had Goldberg beat Bray Wyatt. Like, oh my gosh, so sick. But yeah, now that person saying that, bro, I just, oh man, I blocked him so quick too. So quick. I'm not going to have some dumb comment like that because it's just not true. It's just not true. Folks always love Bray Wyatt, especially with the Wyatt family. Oh my God, man, one of the best. And if Bray Wyatt wasn't loved, he wouldn't have got a match against John Cena at WrestleMania, which is a really good match, by the way. But yeah, I want to see Julia with some gold this year too. Not only because the theme reminds me of Bray Wyatt, she's just also an amazing wrestler. Julia Hart is an absolutely fantastic wrestler, fantastic character. She's a pretty dang good mic worker as well. I want to see her get some gold back on her, and I want to see Mercedes eventually drop that belt to either her or somebody else and then get into that AEW Women's Championship picture. Although there is a very real possibility that Mercedes doesn't drop any of these belts until close to the end of the year and maybe dethrones Tony or Mariah, whoever's holding that belt at the end of their storyline, and does become the official belt collector Monet. Because she hasn't called herself the belt collector yet. Well, she kind of did, but not fully. So I do think at some point she should lose it, but if you want to give her the belt collector title officially and you want to have her be the AEW Women's Champion and then maybe she loses her other belts, not too mad at it, I guess. I'm not too mad at it. I just want to see her get the AEW Women's Championship at least sometime this year, if not around 2026. I hope what they don't do is don't diminish the other belts. Like if she gets the AEW Women's Championship, don't have her just drop all the belts within a month or two. Have her continue to hold those belts for a little bit of time and then slowly lose them to top competitors. Because if you have her lose all those belts immediately, including the TBS, you're going to diminish every one of the titles. It's like when Roman called the World Heavyweight title a secondary belt. Please do not do that. Don't slap all those titles in the face because those titles mean a lot for those other companies, for Stardom, for the British wrestling and all that stuff. So please do not slap those titles. And the TBS title too means a lot for the women's mid-card division. So don't slap that title in the face. But yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and end things here though a little early. Like I said, I am feeling really under the weather. So not really trying to be live too much longer. I actually want to get a little bit of sleep in a little bit. Yeah. But y'all have a great one, though. Make sure you also go check out that video that I dropped earlier today. It was a very fun video that I got a chance to record. I got a lot more videos coming in the future as well. I was planning on recording tonight a Royal Rumble video, but I'm just not really feeling it right now. I'll record it probably tomorrow if I'm feeling a lot better. If I'm not, then I'll record it on Friday. I think by Friday I'll be good. Y'all have a great one, though. It was fun chatting with y'all for a minute. Peace out, y'all. Bye.